As here we are then, for the first time in Division 3, we are 5 red lights.
Oh.
And away we go, here at Monza. The Aston Martin's got off well. My game's froze.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
Down into turn 1, see a couple
As
moves.
the Haas has got the position on the Aston Martin.
Oh, and there's an Alpine off and all.
That's failing squash, past gone to the moon, and Jack managed to get past CGM. What a start from failing squash.
Oh, there's another
Avi's
tie
up
on
into
the
P5.
grass, it's pink.
There's a massive pile up at the back between a Williams. That's a Williams and a Red Bull going for a move. The Williams is over on the curbs as the Williams of Melvin is all the way down into P12 after a very good qualifying, and he now finds himself behind the Aston Martin. As now we look on at the battle for first place as the Aston Martin keeps the position, but is failing going to look for it down the inside. Yes, he is. He's onto the curves by the Aston Martin. There's slight contact from the McLaren, giving him not the best of exits. As the battle for P2, or for P1 even, is still going on. As that's a McLaren round by a Ferrari. Avi's gone into the side of the McLaren and spun him round as the McLaren has gone all the way down into P5. Avi gets the position from it. The McLaren's going to fight it back though. He's on the ERS. He's burnt 40% already. Very late on the brakes. Is he going to keep the move? Avi's going to look for it. The McLaren almost loses his rear end.
Oh, Phelan's going for a move on the Gondolaman into turn 1. Sorry, I had to cut you off there. And he's got past it. Gondolaman's going to fight back on the outside into turn 1. But now the inside for turn 2. But Phelan just gets the better traction. And that's a great move. And that's going to allow Jack Haddy now to get up alongside the Aston Martin. Burning that ERS, trying to get past into turn 3 and 4. Is he going to be able to get it done? He's ahead. Is the Aston Martin going to fight it back? He is. I think it's better if he hits the brakes early and just lets the McLaren go. Oh, there's the Haas off. It was that CGM. CGM finds himself in the grass out of turn 1 and rejoins in P15 from where he was into the final corner. Phelan's going to get the DRS though down into turn 1. Goes to the inside. He's going to be ahead into the corner by barely just enough, and the Aston Martin's got into the back of the McLaren, which is just going to hinder his exit speed, and Phelan's going to be able to get that move done now. So just before we get down the main straight, we'll talk about
strategies. Oh, it's an Aston Martin round on the exit of Ascari, gone to the moon, loses the rear end of his car, and I believe he's beached it. It's not going to be close enough to consider a move into Ascari, though. He's going to have to sit behind him. Liam goes very wide into Ascari, going off the track. And that's going to allow Fetch to get the move done. So it'll be interesting to see if any driver goes to the undercut. That's a McLaren round on the final corner. The McLaren loses the rear, and that is Jack round. Now we're going to see Liam and Matt battling into turn 1. Liam gets the move done with the DRS. Fetch manages to get past Matt as well on the exit.
I say give it 3 laps and he's going to be taking the lead on the race. Because he's already right in that.
Speaking of the lead of the race, the Haas has got the move done on the McLaren on the straight.
See, these 2 cars fighting is only doing Malachi a world of good. As he's on the brink of getting that DRS. He's going to have a better exit. He's going to have a better run. If these 2 keep fighting like this, and it looks like they are, Skids is going to go down the inside into turn 3 and 4. He manages to pull ahead just before the corner. Has a bit of a slide though, it's going to slow both cars down. And Malachi is in the DRS. And
I mean, he's bringing Avi along with him as well.
Exactly. Both the Ferraris on the soft played some great teamwork here. And now the 2 cars in front need to start worrying. Phelan needs to get away from Skids and get out of the DRS to Malachi. Or else he's just going to be another victim for the 2 Ferraris. Oh, there's an Aston on the track retired.
Safety
and
car.
The full safety car. And
that's not what the Ferraris would have wanted.
Got past the pist.
Oh, it could have been what the Ferraris wanted.
It could be. Maybe they have another set of soft tyres just waiting there in the garage. Or maybe they might not pit at all. Phelan's got a 3-second time penalty on the safety car. Oh,
it's better under safety car as well. That's.
Oh no, that's not what you want to see if you're Phelan squash fans.
That's
it's going to be interesting to see what happens because now the race is in Malachi's hands.
Yeah, every driver around him has got a penalty.
Phelan in, Skiz in, Malachi in, Avi in. All the cars are pitting. Have a look at Jack Caddy. Is he going to be able to take the race lead?
As Jack gets past, where was Jack before the safety car came out?
I know he was further down, and then I think the safety car came out as he was coming past the pit entry. So he must have swept in, put on those soft compound tires, and benefited from it. Wait, is he going to go out of the final corner? He's not going to be able to. He's going to get throttle limited.
Oh, as the McLaren has a moment and almost goes round.
Oh, he has been allowed to go.
There's another safety car.
No, the safety car in fully. And now Nick is going to be looking to send a move down the inside potentially, and he is down the inside of the Ferrari of Malachi. Nick over the curb, though, it's not going to help at all.
Nick's looked for it. That's allowed Pink to get a really good exit.
DRS enabled, and Alexis is within the DRS of the Red Bull, who's also in the DRS of Skiz, is he? He is.
So Malachi's going to look for the move again on Nick. Malachi takes the outside line.
What a
gets
move.
Ahead of the Red Bull.
What a move. Oh, never mind. Malachi's gotten a much better
Malachi
exit.
goes. Is Nick going to even get past the McLaren? Yes, he is. The McLaren's going to go defensive on the Red Bull. But the Red Bull gets past nonetheless. As the McLaren's going to fight it, there's a bit of contact between the McLaren and the Red Bull. As the McLaren is going to fight to keep the position. As the other McLaren of Skiz gets past. As I believe both of the McLarens are fighting each other. Yes, they are. Both McLarens going side by side. As there's a bit of contact from both McLarens. As Jack, in a way, pushes his way through. And that has meant that Nick goes down into P7.
That is, though. Although Pink... sorry, you were talking about Nick. I'm talking about
That's a Mercedes in a wall.
Oh, no, Ransdale.
The guy you were talking so highly of. He's in a wall. I had just seen it in the glimpse of my eye as I was spectating Nick. As the Haas are failing after a superb drive in the first race in Division 3. As he comes to the final line, Malachi's not within 3 seconds, so failing is going to take the win at Monza in Division 3. What a drive from failing. Malachi takes P2 and Pink gets on the podium. What a drive from the AlphaTauri.
What I will say is, Fetch started last.
Yeah, but Fetch.
And he's found himself up into P5. And Avi done in P10. I can only feel so bad for a man.